The winery itself was established in 1860, and the Purbrick family have owned it since 1925, and it's now a 5-generation family-owned wine company.
The real jewel in Tabilk's cap is the Tabilk Wine Club, and it currently has a membership in the tens of thousands. It generates about 60% of the Tabilk total branded sales, and that has very much allowed Tabilk to sail through these difficult times and still be a very successful and profitable company.
The reason we ended up talking to Fitzpatrick's in the first place was Alistair went to a presentation, and we were made aware of a few court cases to do with trust funds, and we realised that essentially our personal and business assets probably weren't as protected as they should be. I think we probably naively just believed that the structures we had in place for the family business were all correct and fine. I really, that first part of the conversation we had with Fitzpatrick's was about examining what could potentially happen and the things you don't normally want to talk about.
The thing that really hit home for us was not only the vulnerability right now, but we were going to become even more vulnerable as future generations succeeded us.
There had been many conversations about how do we get, you know, the 5th generation involved in the family business, and I think it's probably fair to say that we didn't have a way of actually doing that. But this has turned out to be, and as said earlier, it was an unexpected outcome that is just fantastic.
As we continued through the process, I think the real benefit then was looking at creating the family constitution, getting the next generation involved, which was fantastic, and that's really energised them, I think, and they have a much better understanding of the family business because of that process. There are many multi-generational family-owned businesses who think, as we did, that they've got all of their affairs in order, that they've got all the safeguards in place, but the reality is that we're babes in the wood, and we haven't, and so there's going to be, I think, continuing pain with some families and family companies in the future, simply because of the naivety of thinking that you've got everything under control. The question is, are you confident that you have got your own and the company's affairs in order so that future generations are safeguarded? And the answer has always been yes. I just ask a few more questions, which exposes immediately some vulnerabilities, and then say, look, we've just been on a journey. It has dramatically changed the way that as a family we'll be conducting ourselves, how we've structured the business, and the checks and balances that we've put in place to ensure that in the future that the family will be protected. The big difference between what we've achieved with Fitzpatrick's versus having other experts advise us is that all of the experts are simply experts in one particular field. So what we needed was someone who could pull all of those strings together and then sort of bring all of that expert advice to bear to come up with what is then a very coherent plan. Now, that meant that someone with a very different skill set to the expert accountant, the expert lawyer and so on had to be in charge of the process if it was going to work effectively.